Q talent. That be me. Hello and welcome to my channel, the Nomadic Ham. Good evening. I posted a video on my Facebook page, which I decided to post on YouTube channel as well. I know there's a couple out there that have wondered about the status of my book I'm writing, and I don't know why there's a delay in the image here as I move around. So anyway, we'll move on. Yes, I'm writing a book called Travels of the Nomadic Ham. And this book, I've never written a book before, but I've got several pages on the, there's one there that I went right by. So I've made some notes. Here's, for example, I've typed some idea. There's a delay from when I move my hand. I type out a message and then I write a message, and then I'll go and type it and rebuild it. And so this chapter right here is how it all began, what got me started here, a bit about me, my 2018 travel plan, which is about halfway through right now, future travel plans for 2019. I'm already planning 2019. A word about future RVers, questions, comments, ending comments. I have an index I'm working on. We'll have an appendix. And then this is just other stuff. Come on, turn the page. In this case, I'm timeline. From January, February, March, down to December. This is just by having a path, that's how you can measure when you're off your path, and this delay from when I do anything and then just jerks around. Weird. I hope the video's not that way. Anyway, so by having a path, that's how I can measure how far off the path I've gone and what it takes to get back on the path, and if the path do I need to get back on that path? Maybe there's a different path. But if I don't have a line to follow, a path, I'll have no way to measure where I'm at, where am I going, and to compare. So anyway, for January, for example, I would be at Imperial Dam. A few weeks later, I would move on to the RTR, Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. It's where all the RVers get together. Nothing to do with ham radio. Not specifically ham radio. Followed by the annual Quartz Fest. Now that is ham radio related. It's also in Quartzsite. And I can feel the heat building up behind me here as the sun comes up. It's get close to 10. I said I'd be at the library. See, I'm off my path. Anyway, when that portion is done, I would return to Imperial Dam. And I would go into February, because the Yuma Ham Fest is in Yuma Ham Fest, February. I want to go to that. So anyway, I have plans. Well, this next year, unlike this year, I went from the desert, where it was getting pretty warm, up to Prescott, where it was still rather chilly, but I had social obligations to go to. I'm not going to do that again. This time, I'm going up to Kingman in April and into May. So I've already got, based on my experience now, I've got plans what to do for next year. Go up to Kingman, go to Williams, because I've learned now about senior centers, where you can get nutrition, the internet, and I'll be talking more about all that in the future. A whole other world I've learned about, and why I've learned about it, and so I'll share that with others. And so, spend some time at Williams, possibly Flagstaff. But from Williams, I would go south to the annual York Ham Fest, and at that time, I've already got plans on heading back up to Williams, and on into Flagstaff, meet up with my friend, maybe go through more stuff with the camper, ham radio, hang out. I like Flagstaff. I like Williams too, because it's cooler in Williams and Flagstaff than Prescott in the summer. Why go down there? And there's dispersed camping from Williams to Flagstaff is so much more to see than Prescott. So I'm moving on. Anyway, I'll talk about that in my book. Video editing, camera equipment, I'm going to be improving on that. My radio equipment, I'm sure I'll be getting different radios, and on and on. Now, I started this in February 2018. It's now the end of July. I still have all the way to November to go from Flagstaff back through Prescott. I have a storage unit I want to condense and get rid of stuff there, and then move on to Tucson. I want to explore Tucson with I'm looking at settling down somewhere, Tucson or Flagstaff. I'm leaning towards Flagstaff. I'm more familiar with it, but I want to give Tucson a fair chance and see what they have to offer. Not just the senior centers and dispersed camping, but other activities. And it's a whole different ham radio crowd, different repeaters. It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. So I want to get down to Tucson, and then for this, end up this year in Yuma, at Imperial Dam, which is north of Yuma. It's a long-term camping area, and I'll cover that. For those of you who don't know what long-term camping is all about and why RVers go to Yuma, briefly, you pay $180 for 7 months of use of the land where you can camp without being being knocked on at the middle of the night, which has not happened to me. From September 15th to April 15th, you pay the $180. You got trash, potable water, sewer hookup. You got to supply your own power, so you got to have your own generator, which I plan to work on that. I'm dragging on here, and I don't want to mean to do that, but so anyway, you find your camping spot. You can spread out and sit there for a week or however long your tanks can fill. Some people get something called Blue Boy, so you can dump your refuge in the Blue Boy and take the Blue Boy over to the dump. I don't have a vehicle to tow it, so in my case, I'll just figure it out. I'll come up with something. I might park next to it and just walk over with it, or anyway, some people do that. I do have a bicycle. Maybe I'll hook the bike up with the Blue Boy and tow it to the sewer dump. That would mean I don't have to take my antennas down and my solar panels down and lock everything up and on and on. However, I do have to check my mail. I got to go in town. I want to get into exercising. So, the problems of an RVer. But meanwhile, I still have more to experience to add to this book. This book is about yay thick right now. I'm hoping to be able to even thicker with maps, descriptions, GPS locations, campground sites I've gone to, I'd like to go to. I'm trying to get the bugs worked out this year, refine everything next year in 2019, and start concentrating less on being in the van and fixing things in the van, and then pay attention more with ham radio activity. What I'm looking at is, I'm moving my left hand, but I see my right hand. What? It's like a mirror image. Yeah, it's all reversed. Okay, that's what's going on. I haven't done a video with my laptop before, so that's why it's distracting me a little bit. And I've got a lot in my mind, things I want to get going, so I will find the little button here. Normally I use my iPhone or my camera, but I'm experimenting with this. I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Salutations, greetings, and goodbye.